Welcome to your English class. Today we are going to see how to write argumentative essay for second bac classes. Okay. In this lesson, students will be able to recognize the layout of argumentative essay and recognize different types of linking words used in argumentative essay, and last, they will be able to write an argumentative essay. Starting from this sample of argumentative essays, okay, can you look at this essay and try to tell me what are its parts? It consists of what? What is the first? What do we call the first paragraph? Yes, it is very good. It is introduction plus what? Then we have paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4, body. Yes, very good. And the last one, it is called good conclusion. Yes. So we have introduction, body paragraph number 1, body paragraph number 2, and body paragraph number 3, plus what? Plus excellent conclusion. Okay, generally what do we have in the first paragraph, which is introduction? We have definition of brain drain. Yes, definition. Brain drain refers to the immigration of skilled and talented people from underdeveloped countries to developed ones. This is a definition of brain drain. Plus what? We have so as to improve their living standards, which is general information. We have in the introduction, we have a definition of brain drain, definition of the topic that we are going to deal with, plus a general information and thesis statement. What is the thesis statement? The thesis statement is the summary of what we are going to deal with. Okay, we have this phenomenon has many negative effects on the origin countries. Negative effects, that's the negative effects that we are going to deal in paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3. They are negative effects or arguments to support our topic, which is brain drain is not good. Okay, in the first paragraph we have what? We have argument number 1. How can we deal, or how can we support our view, our thesis statement in the introduction? We have the first argument that supports my objection to brain drain is that many immigrants suffer from racism and discrimination in target countries. This is our first argument, okay? Plus the first argument, we are going to give an explanation or clarification of our argument. Okay, to clarify more, immigrants from Africa are not highly welcomed in Europe or America. This is a clarification or an explanation to our first argument. Plus what? Plus for example. Yes, very good. It is an example. I am going to give an example of what I have said before. For example, a Moroccan immigrant might not be accepted in a Western country just because he is Muslim, for example. Okay. Then in the paragraph number 2, we have argument number 2. Another argument I would like to mention is that the origin countries lose their human capital because of brain drain. This is the second argument that supports my objection, that supports that I am against brain drain. Okay, plus, just like the first paragraph, plus a clarification, or explanation to be specific. If the underdeveloped countries lose their talented people, their economic growth will move slowly. Yes, therefore they stay underdeveloped. This is the same structure as in the first paragraph. Paragraph number 3, we have argument number 3. One further argument is that it is difficult for some immigrants to integrate in target countries because of differences in language, traditions, and customs. This is my third argument and my third paragraph. In other words, explanation. In other words, some habits that the immigrant used to do in their origin countries may be inappropriate in the host countries. This is my explanation to my argument number 3. Plus example, for instance, I have, for instance, in Morocco it is acceptable to others kids, acceptable to hug and kiss, others kids, even if they are strange to us, but in America it is not acceptable at all. Okay, this is my example to my argument number 3. Then the conclusion. The conclusion consists of what? It consists of a repetition. You can repeat your thesis statement. In other words, you can restate your thesis statement to conclude, I think that brain drain is not only problematic for immigrants, but also it is bad for the origin countries as a whole. That's why government should provide their skilled people with valuable job opportunities and afford good living standards. This is opinion and suggestion. Okay, so we have a certain layout of the argumentative essay, which consists of introduction, body, and conclusion. Plus what? Plus, yes, look at the linking words, the phrases and sentences that I use to link my sentences, to introduce my arguments, etc. So in the introduction we have, for example, linking words like refer to, yes, refer to for purpose, and we have also so as to for reason, and we have also concession to introduce my thesis statement. I use linking words of concession, for example, however. Then in the paragraph number 1, number 2, number 3, I use a certain structure, a certain sentence to introduce my arguments, which are excellent. Yes, we have the first argument, the second or another argument, and one further argument. These are some phrases used to introduce arguments in the essay. Plus what? Plus linking words to clarify. As I introduce an argument, I have to clarify it. Then I should use linking words like, or linking phrases like, to clarify more, to be specific, and in other words. Okay, plus what? Plus giving examples. Yes, I give examples after I clarify. So I use the words or phrases like for example and for instance. Plus, if I want to add one extra information, I may use a linking word like also of addition. Then we have therefore for result. We have also to conclude. In the introduction, to introduce my conclusion, I should start with a certain words like to conclude, for example, that's why, for reason, etc. These are some linking words, some main linking words that we have to use in our statement. So argumentative essay. So this is a general view about what is the layout of an argumentative essay. Now let's recapitulate what we have seen. For number 1, we have argumentative essay layout. The format of argumentative essay, it consists of introduction, body, and conclusion. The introduction generally is one paragraph, which consists of what? Of definition, general information, and the thesis statement. Okay, the body, we have seen that the body consists of 3 paragraphs. They can be more than 3. Anyway, 3 paragraphs. Paragraph number 1 with argument number 1 plus explanation and example. Paragraph number 2, argument number 2, explanation and example. Paragraph number 3 with argument number 3 plus explanation and example. Then the conclusion is also in one paragraph, one simple short paragraph, in which we may repeat the thesis statement in different words or state our opinions. We may give suggestions and predictions for the future also. So this is the general or the main structure, the main layout and format of an argumentative essay. And then the second thing we have seen is linking words. To write an argumentative essay, I am in need of a certain linking words, just like defining. To define our concepts or our topic, I may use defining expressions or defining link words like refer to can be defined as and means. Okay, for introducing arguments, we have seen, yes, excellent, the first or the second argument is, another argument is, one further argument is, yes. And for explanation, what do you use to explain? Yes, very good. We use, that is to say, in other words, to be specific, clearly, more specifically, etc. For giving examples, excellent, for example, and for instance. Yes, just remember these 2 ones. For purpose, expressing purpose, we have seen purpose in functions. Yes, we have so as to, in order to, and to. Then we have addition. What do we use in addition? Okay, we have also in addition, not only but also, etc. For result, we use therefore, good, as a result, consequently, excellent. For concession, yes, however, even though, and yet. Conclusion, we may use to conclude, very good. Finally, from what has been stated before, we can conclude that. Yes, these are some linking words that you may need in dealing with argumentative essays. Now it's time to practice. We have a topic here: cell phones should not be allowed at schools. Okay, in your opinion, what arguments can you give to defend this point of view? The first argument may be, excellent, cell phones distract students from learning. That is, cell phones are against your learning. Excellent. The second one, very good. The class is disturbed when one of the students' phone rings. Excellent. Number 3, good. Students use their phones in a way that contradicts their learning. Very good. Now, use these arguments to write an argumentative essay. Make sure you included all the elements we have mentioned: layout, linking words, etc. Okay, let's try to make it together. Of course, we are going to deal with the 3 arguments in this form: introduction, body, and conclusion. We have introduction in 1 paragraph, body in 3 paragraphs, 3 arguments for 3 paragraphs, then conclusion in 1 paragraph. Okay, so we are talking about cell phones at schools. How can you define cell phones? We start from a definition in the introduction. Yes, very good. One predictable answer may be: the cell phone is one of the modern inventions that has a positive impact on our lives at work, with our relatives, and even facilitating our study. Excellent. This is a definition of cell phone and a general view about cell phone. Okay, then I want to introduce my thesis statement. I need linking words like concession. Okay, I may use the linking word, for example, even though. Yes, even though, though, yet, etc., however, etc. Then plus the thesis statement, which is our topic. Okay, it should not be allowed in schools because of many reasons. These many reasons are the many arguments to defend my point of view. Okay, to introduce the first argument, I use certain expressions like: the first argument is that. Okay, cell phones distract students from learning. This is the first argument. Okay, now I need to explain this argument. I use a linking word of explanation like, very good, that is to say, some students use their phones in the class and do not concentrate on what the teacher is saying or explaining. This is one explanation of our first argument. Now we need an example, and I need a linking word of example. For example, yes, teachers most of the time blame students for chatting on Facebook while they are studying. This is one example of disturbing students in class. Okay, the second paragraph, remove the second paragraph. I need another expression to introduce the second argument. I may use another argument is that. The second argument: the class is disturbed when one of the students' phone rings. This is the second argument. Now I need an explanation. A linking word of explanation may be clearly. Very good. Plus, classroom interruption may have a negative effect on the lesson progress. Very good. You need now one example to clarify that more. Okay, a linking word of example. For instance, I used for example, now for instance, to avoid repetition. Okay, time devoted to fix classroom misbehavior is taken from our learning time. This is one example, one very good example of that. We move now to the third paragraph. The third paragraph is the third argument should be introduced with a certain expression like: one further argument is that. Argument number 3, students may use their phones in a way that contradicts their learning. This is our argument number 3. Explanation, linking word of explanation. In other words, okay, phones can unconsciously do harm students' learning. One example, a linking word of example. For example, some students use their phones to cheat on exams, which is unacceptable because it makes them careless about their studies as they depend on their phones in cheating. These are our 3 paragraphs of the body of an argumentative essay. we still have one part missing, which is conclusion. One missing part, the conclusion. I should start my conclusion with a concluding sentence, a concluding phrase or a linking word of conclusion, like finally, okay? Finally, and a repetition, or I have to restate my thesis statement. The same meaning and the thesis statement in green should be in this line. In order to be active learners, I think students shouldn't use their phones when they are in the class because it hinders their study. This is one simple practice, one simple argumentative essay to what that elaborates what we have seen later. Then we move to a homework. This is your part. So women have the right to work. This is one point of view. Women have the right to work. State 3 arguments to support this view and use them to write an argumentative essay. State 3 arguments and use these arguments to write 3 paragraphs in the body plus introduction and conclusion. Very good. So this is all for today. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you for watching.